Okay, so the second part of the conversation was a bit of a touchy subject. And, um, why? Because it pertains to religion. And, what is it? So basically we were talking, and I told her that there are parents, like I've known kids where their parents were too strict, and they've been known to rebel. And this is proven in different psychological studies, that if you're too strict or too lenient, your kid will rebel. Now, then she said, well, if your kids rebel, then they don't have God in their heart. And to me, I was just like, what does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? And the thing that frustrates me is, unless we're having a debate that pertains to religion, I don't see where you can use religion as an example. Certain components of religion are untestable. You can't test me to see whether I have God in my heart or if I don't. We can't go and take some cadaver and dissect it and see if God is in the heart or not. So how do you know that whether these kids were religious or not? To me, that's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. Like, you don't think that prostitutes pray? Or, like, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. But, and then the thing is, then she got mad at me and, like, condemned me to hell, because apparently if you're agnostic, that means you've sold your soul to the devil in her books. But I told her, I'm agnostic. Like, not knowing. I don't know whether there is a God or there's not a God. I would say that I'm an agnostic theist at this point in, like, my religious journey. I believe in a God. I just don't believe in organized religion. Any religious institution, I don't believe in it. Why? Because I've read the Bible, I've examined the Bible, and I don't agree with some of the things that are in there. Do I bring it up in public and just say, hey guys, everybody, I'm an agnostic and I want you to be too? No, I don't. But then when people decide to throw religion in my face as if you're supposed to take that as if it's in some kind of evidence that it's supposed to mean something, but there's how many different religions? And then the thing, what is it? I said something very simple. In the Bible, it talks about slavery. It tells you how much you can beat your slaves. It also allows polygamy. I think it's Solomon. He had a lot of wives, and I think he even married his cousin. There are certain things in the Bible that they go against my personal beliefs. And she's like, no, God didn't say that. God didn't allow that. That's not true. You're lying. And it's like, did you read the Bible? When you go to church, there's some things they don't read. Maybe because the pastor doesn't believe that it's valid in our day and age, or goes against their personal beliefs. For whatever reason, they don't teach it. So just because you haven't heard it, because you haven't taken the time to read the book, doesn't mean that it's not true. And I've talked to pastors about this. I don't just make these blanket claims and apparently, like, these are all lies. No, I've talked to people as well as reading it. Do I have the passages here for me right now? No, I can't tell you the exact verses. But I do have transcripts of me talking to different pastors about it, so if anybody wants copies of that, I can give that to you. And then the thing is, she's like, well, you're offending me. That's offensive. And it's like, how is that offensive if that's the truth? If that's what it says? I mean, and the funny thing is, she's a hypocrite. You can sit there and laugh when I say why I don't believe in Mormonism, you can sit there and laugh when I say why I don't believe in Islam and nod and agree, like, oh my god, these people are so barbaric, like, I can't believe they would believe this, or they're so stupid. But then when somebody turns around and questions your religion or says why they don't believe in it, then all of a sudden, you're offensive, you're rude, you're blasphemous, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. Well, according to different other religions, you're going to hell too. So, what, to me, in a sense, that's arrogance. Who are you to condemn me to hell? You don't even know what I've done. So, and especially, like, it's one thing if you were like Jesus Christ and have never sinned in your life and you're going to say, yeah, you're going to hell. But if I know you to have done worse stuff than I have done ever in my life, then who are you to talk? That's another thing I don't get. It seems like religion gives some people a false sense of entitlement to go out and start judging people, even though the book says you're not supposed to do that. But I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, and just because I say I don't believe in this for whatever reason, doesn't mean I'm saying that you endorse that. Just because the Bible talks about slavery, and depending on your perspective, I personally think that it endorses slavery, but if you don't interpret it that way, then so be it. But just because I believe that doesn't mean you believe that. It goes with anything. I may say have an opinion and you may disagree with it. So how come when it comes to religion, I'm not allowed to disagree? That, I don't know, maybe somebody can explain that to me.